So one really easy way to make a beautiful beginner's scarf that looks more complicated than it is to work a gather. So I'm going to show you how to work a gather now. You can do them as often or as infrequently as you want to change the look of your scarf. So I've been knitting this fabric, stockinette, knitting on the front and purling on the back, on a size 13 needle. But now I'm going to come in with a size 8 needle and do a drastic decrease row, which means I'm going to decrease across the entire row. And I'm knitting 2 together, which is a right-leaning decrease, but you could work any decrease you want as long as it's drastically reducing the number of stitches. So I'm reducing the number of stitches by 50% and I'm going way down on my needle size. Now I am working my gather in garter stitch, as you can see. Just 2 rows. So now I'm going to knit across the back because I'm working garter. I'm going to slip the first stitch. Now I have half as many stitches to work on. So that made 1 garter stitch row. And I've been working 2, but you can do as many as you want. When you are ready to go back to your big needle, what you're going to do is you're going to increase across first because it's really hard to stick the giant 13 needle into these size 8 loops. So before I'm ready to work with my bigger needle again, when I'm coming out of my gather, I'm going to increase into every single stitch. And I really like knit 1 front and back, so I'm going to work those increases. But you could work any increase you feel like. M1 would be an invisible increase. A yarn over would add a little lacy eyelet row to your increase row. That would make a really cool gather. I'm going to do knit 1 front and back to get back to my original number of stitches. So here we are finishing our increase row. And now we're going to use the bigger needle to start stockinette again. So remember, stockinette is purling on the back. So I'm going to purl every stitch on this row, and then I would knit every stitch on the front. My fabric would balloon back out again. So to work a gather, all you do is decrease drastically and use a much smaller needle for as long as you want. And then when you're done with your gather, you increase every single stitch and start working your stitch pattern again with your bigger needle. And that is how to make a gathered scarf.